of us, again, captaining a team comprised of you. My team, Coxsicles, all set. Putting people on Bill's team this week. What's the name of your team?
Ice Is.
Ice Is. Want to join Ice Is?
Who's going to be ahead? Ice Is.
The event's free. It's open to anyone if you want to come hang with us. We do the race, then we go party in the lodge, hang out, have a good time. Mattitude's going to be spinning. We also have a link if you want to get an all-night tubing pass there, too. WMMS.com has all the details. Caller 10, you will be on Bill's team right now. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Clevelanders are damn proud of their city.
Cleveland!
But come on, you were born here. He moved here.
This is a man that has endured real torture in a foreign setting.
So who's the real hero?
I would hope people would listen to our heroes.
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
There's another $1,000 waiting for you here in about 4 or 5 minutes. 3:30 is that next keyword, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. And then 4:30 and 5:30, going to be your last two of the day. So listen closely for all those. A devotion to accuracy, people are telling me Hawaii is 2,400 miles from California and 4,000 miles from Japan. I've never been there, so
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
People are annoying.
Yeah, with her.
Yeah, but
Mary
how far
does
is
not
it
have
from Ohio?
Mary does not have patience for you today.
How far is it from Ohio?
She got a belly full of ribs and sweet potato pie and probably fried okra
no, I don't
and
like
some
okra.
salad. I don't know how far from
Not even her book recommendations?
4,446 miles from Ohio. So it is closer to Japan than Ohio. Suck it. How about that?
No. You said, when I said if we were going to go, we would be leaving from LAX, I thought you said, and I think the audience thought you said it was closer to Japan than California.
I might have said than America, but I meant Ohio.
Than America. You meant
because
Ohio.
Ohio is America.
Well, yes, it
That's
very
not
much
wrong.
is, isn't it?
Not wrong.
Ohio is America. It's why our friend Jim Florentine is coming back to perform. He's going to be back in here tomorrow. He's doing a show at the Winchester in Lakewood on Friday night. So if you're a Jim Florentine fan, he'll be back tomorrow. Haven't seen him in a minute. And you can hit up the Winchester for tickets and all that kind of stuff. There'll be a Poundcake sports break later on today around 5:30, right after your last chance to grab that money from the Buzzard Bookie. A lot of people asking me if I saw the story about the mom of the school shooter there in Michigan getting convicted. I did see that. A lot of people speculating this is going to lead to all kinds of new legislation. Ethan Crumbly is this kid who shot up his school in Oxford, Michigan, Oxford High School. He killed 4 students and wounded 6 other kids, put a teacher in the hospital. And the reason that they tried the parents is because this kid had come to school on a couple of occasions with like a journal full of dark scribblings or something, but he had a gun in his backpack, and the school told the parents to take the kid home, and they didn't. They said he'll be fine. And then when the kid shot up the school, the parents were in the wind. They were hiding somewhere, so they knew exactly what was going on. And Jennifer Crumbly was found guilty. She's the first parent of a school shooter to be tried and found guilty. 4 counts of manslaughter. Now, there's a lot of school shooting cases, obviously, where public opinion goes to what the hell are the parents doing and blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of situations where, quite honestly, the parents had no clue their kid was going to snap. You know, there aren't always red flags. This was a case where there were nothing but red flags. There didn't seem to be a single green flag in the mix. So there was something salacious about this story, not only just because it was pretty morbid, but because this is the first time that the parents of a school shooter are going on trial. Because they were like, this is Oxford, Michigan, right? There ain't a whole lot going on. And so this kid was clearly desperately in need of some kind of help or attention, and he didn't get it. Parents ignored him, and so he He's a mass shooter. Right after Thanksgiving in 2021 is when this happened. And so they put the parents on trial. And there were stories about the mom having sex parties and all this kind of stuff. So no huge shock that this kid was not getting his parents' attention. But she's the first parent in the United States to be charged over a mass school shooting. So for people who, you know, in an odd way, this might end up being a roundabout way. If nobody has a political will to do anything about gun legislation, this might end up being a roundabout way to get people to pay more attention to what's going on with their kid if people start telling them, because I think these parents had been told on a couple of occasions, your kid needs help. Your kid needs attention. And they ignored it. So I think the dad's trial starts next week. He's going to be tried on the same charges, 4 counts of manslaughter, because their kid shot up the school. They said that they made the gun accessible to the kid. They ignored all the trouble that was being caused. You know, he clearly needed help. And, you know, I think when that story first broke, the thing that shocked everybody was the school had called the parents into the school and said, take him home. They found all these violent drawings, and I think that was the day that he ended up having the gun in his backpack, and they didn't take him home. They were like, no, he'll be fine, and the parents sent him back into class. And so the prosecutors are like, you know, this family willfully didn't disclose information that would have been helpful, that the family had a bunch of guns because it's goddamn Michigan, and that this kid clearly needed a lot of help. And so the parents get called in after one of the teachers finds this kid's drawing of the gun and a bullet and somebody bleeding. You know, I mean, this is the kind of stuff you would write in a movie. You know, a picture screaming at anyone with common sense that something's going to happen here. And they were like, nah, he's going to be fine. So they had a meeting with the principal, and they said, no, he can stay here in school. Maybe they had an orgy to get to or something, I don't know. And he had a gun in his backpack that day. He had a 9mm in there. And he shot 11 people and killed 4 of them. So the dad is going to start his trial next week. James Crumbly. And I don't know what the sentencing for this is. I don't know what the mom is looking at. I didn't see anything about that, but I saw that they had found her guilty. And initially, the report was that they were concerned about a mistrial or a hung jury because the jurors weren't initially unanimous. So they must have convinced the holdouts on that jury that this was the way to go. But I'm kind of surprised that they came to this conclusion. Because even though it's such an egregious example of parents that completely ignored the danger that their kid potentially posed, you know, a lot of times it's hard to nail people on that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, usually it's hard to do it when it's like a cop, not a regular person.
What do you mean?
Well, cops are the ones that usually skate on stuff like this, not regular people.
Oh, I see.
Cops and rich people.
Well, or it's hard to, it seems on its face that it would be hard to get jurors to convict parents of what their kid did. But again, this was such an example.
Well, that's why they
not
had
exactly
to
a slam.
talk everybody into it because, like you said, they were kind of a hung jury for a while, and they're like, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
And then Henry Fonda did a couple of laps around the table and got everybody on board.
What movie did you see?
Forget.
It's because you were in a traumatic moment.
Mm-hmm. I've got money. As promised, it's $1,000. It's from the Buzzard bookie. Listen, each and every one of these keywords got money attached to it, so I hope you win. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Anytime you want to leave us messages, you can do them on the iHeartRadio app, little talkback button there, or you can drop us voicemails. Our after hours line is 216-986-8903.
Hey guys, Dexter and Copley here. You guys talk about Taylor Swift Swift on Monday, and I just don't understand the hate that some people have for her. I mean, she doesn't do anything wrong. She's a good artist. She has a great voice. She plays guitar and piano. She has nice songs. She does a lot of good work registering people to vote. She just happens to be with a prominent football player, and she didn't ask to be shown all over the screen and stuff. Just she loves who she loves, and I don't see anything wrong with Taylor Swift. I think she's a great artist, and I'm glad she won all the Grammys and stuff, and I hope she does well. I'm going to continue to listen to her, and I'm a rock guy. I like Taylor Swift. I'm not here for any Taylor Swift hate, so get that out of my face. And could you hit the post on State 11 my fat kid?
What?
What? State 11 fat kid? What?
Dex, I'm sorry, pal. I didn't get the end of that. He always wants me to. I'm always happy to hit posts, but State 11 fat kid. If that's what I don't know what that song is. No, listen, the Taylor Swift thing, I think there's some overexposure there, but also I think all of the reasons that he rattled off are the reason why some people don't like her, because people are jealous. They're like, here's a hot billionaire who, a popular girl who's with the guy from the football team. It's a lot of people it's very triggering for people from high school. Why should she have all this? And a lot of people are jealous. A lot of jealousy out there. I don't know. Who cares? She'll be done in a few years, and she'll ride off into the sunset. Once she's gotten an album's worth of material out of Travis Kelce, maybe she'll flip the script.
They're going to get married.
Well, everybody talks about how Taylor Swift, wouldn't have a career if she hadn't had all these horrible breakups, because that's what feeds her whatever. But that's what's fed artists since time immemorial is breakups and whatever. I mean, Chris Carrabba, the guy's 65 years old. He's still whining about his high school girlfriend. So,
Well, that's why it's important to have new breakups. So you have new material to write about because especially when you get rich, it's hard to maintain relatability, but heartbreak is always relatable.
But that's what I'm saying. She will eventually flip the script because she will find it might be Travis Kelce. She'll have an album about how fantastic everything is.
And it'll be the worst selling album she ever had.
I think you're right.
Honestly.
Yeah. People are like, oh, life's great.
It'll only sell 40 billion copies compared to whatever she's doing or streams.
Yeah. There's a girl on TikTok who's...
She'll only sell out all the different arenas and stuff 8 times instead of 10 times.
Right. Canadian girl on TikTok. These people are pretty slick trying to keep us Yankees from moving up to Canada and she's talking about how expensive everything is in Canada. And she's showing people the chicken at Costco. Hey, everybody thinks Canada's awesome, but inflation up here is crazy.
This is for anyone thinking of moving to Canada. Our food prices are outrageous. Here we have a pack of drumsticks from Costco, $202 for this pack, or $224 for this one. Moral of the story, don't move here.
Right. Now, those are clearly mislabeled. Chicken in Canada is not $224.
The lady said it's $200. It's got to be $200.
So, but that's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. Hey, listen, they pay more in taxes. That's true because they have universal health care, and everybody up there is happy to do it. Hey, I won't go broke and lying in the gutter because I have a hospital bill. But obviously that was a misprint, but it really blew up. He's like, oh my God. I remember for Gwen's birthday, right before Christmas, she loves the white cake at Heinen's, right? Right there in the bakery, nothing fancy, white cake, white frosting. She likes it. So I buy her a half cake because she doesn't want a big deal made out of it, but I know she likes those. So I buy a half cake from Heinen's, and it's $44. And I'm with my daughter, and we go, and I don't even really pay attention to, I didn't see what it was marked. And then when I'm checking out, I got a couple of other things, and it came out to like $65. And I go, what the hell? I look at the lady, and I didn't, Heinen's is more expensive than some other places, so I didn't really think anything of it. And I'm there with my daughter. And we walk back out to the car, and I put her in her seat, and I go, wait a second. And so I'm standing there with the passenger door open because I'm putting the bag in, and I'm looking at the receipt, and it says $44 for this cake. And so I'm standing there, and it's like raining, so it sucks out, and I go, honey, we got to go back inside. I'm like, something's weird here. Because I'm like, could this really be $44? But I'm like, but that can't possibly be true because that would mean that a full cake would be $88, whatever. So I take it up to customer service, and the lady's like, oh, my gosh, she's all apologetic. And, in fact, it was a misprint. She goes, this is supposed to be like $8. Like, that's completely fine. I just wanted to make sure. I said, let the ladies at the bakery know. I don't know if this is the only one. And then what I did before she took it back is.
Threw the cake at the.
I did what?
You threw the cake at the lady?
No.
Oh.
I hadn't even opened it up. What I did was I did a quick TikTok, and I said, hey, Canadians, don't think about coming to the United States.
What the?
Look how expensive our half cakes are.
Are they talking about it on Canadian radio?
They sure are. I mean, they were
Okay.
last December. They were like, holy crap, you see this video of this cake in Ohio? Oh, my gosh. I got a break. You want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. You listen on the